My name is Kevin Eastman, and welcome to the 2022 Gold Fever Follies presentation of What's in a Name by Marty Jacobson. Before we begin, I'd like to take a moment to acknowledge with respect that our show takes place on the unceded traditional territory of the Sinixt people, and we are grateful for this land on which we live, work, share, and play. We ask that you please take a moment to turn your cell phones off and refrain from taking photos during the show. Our cast will be more than happy to pose for you after the show is complete. In addition, after said photos, concession will also be open if you would like to purchase a souvenir or a refreshment. The cast would also like to encourage the audience to please clap, laugh, and guffaw to your heart's content. And now, without further ado, please enjoy What's in a Name?
Come back to Brooklyn 100 years ago. The land was home, the nights were cold. The mountains came, you search for gold. They'll tell the story of those Sunday road. Who came to the city where legends are told. Come with us, back in time. Some got rich, some got water, some lost every dime. Come back to Boston 100 years ago.
Mrs. Allen, I would like to introduce you to my colleagues. Of course, you know Mr. John Cook, and this is Mr. Fred Ritchie.
So nice to see you again, Mr. Cook. Mr. Ritchie, a pleasure to make your acquaintance.
Oh, the pleasure's all mine.
Mrs. Allen, would you please bring us a bottle of your very best spirits?
Coming right up, gentlemen. Valerie, would you be so kind as to seat these gentlemen at our finest table? The one that doesn't wobble. Sure they are. Marion, make sure that table is clean. These gentlemen are very important, and we need to make sure that our bar remains the finest in the camp. Yeah, sure, Mrs. Allen. You betcha. Excuse me, gentlemen. I'll just be making sure your table's squeakily clean for use.
Now, that's quite the accent you got there. Now, you're not particularly tall, nor are you blonde, but are you Scandinavian by any chance?
If you mean Scandinavian, yeah. My family that came here from Norway a couple years back. And no, not every Scandinavian is tall and blonde. That is stereotype. Not good to stereotype. Welcome to our establishment. Hope you enjoy your drinks. Enjoy. Gosh, that accent of yours is catchy. Yeah, that's what people tell me.
Gentlemen! I appreciate you meeting me here on such short notice. I must impress upon you what I am about to discuss must stay strictly between us. There are always nefarious, no good nicks who won't think twice about swooping in and scuttling best they plan so they can make off with the profits. Can we agree to keep this just between us?
Are you talking about your plan to purchase the Crown Ranch where the mining campsite appears so you can sell the lots and make a bundle?
What? How did did you know about that?
Well, word gotten round you were gathering up funds for a scheme up this way, since folks have been making a killing purchasing the land around the mine and selling the lots for a profit, and you're a known wheeler-dealer, and two got put together.
Smart move to put a preemption on the property so that way no one else can snag it.
You knew about this too?
It's been the talk of the town all over Nelson. Wondering when you would finally get the money together to get it done. It's been 2 years. What took you so long?
Well, so much for keeping it a secret. I had it all laid out. But speaking of no good nicks, the boys at Bonner's Ferry stiffed me, and they had to start prospecting again.
How much are you paying, if you don't mind me asking?
$1 an acre for 160 acres. But should be told I'm still a bit short. That's part of the reason I asked you two here. John, I feel I've gotten to know you quite well. After all you did dunk at my place for those 3 months this winter while you were building your own cabin.
Oh, was it really 3 months?
It seemed a lot longer at the time.
Ah, yes. You're a true friend, Thompson, for putting up with my uncooperative bowels and somewhat incessant bouts of flatulence. Well, that steady diet of beans, and how long was it? Oh yeah, more beans. Sure did play nice. We had to keep the window shut for the winter months.
That was a long winter.
Were there many cabins back then?
Heck no. Ross here had the only one. The fellows working their claims would come down in the evening for drinks and conversation. And then the occasional fight. They called Thompson's cabin a fortress. Ross is a mighty hospitable man.
Kind of you to say. We need to support each other. Which is why I'm hoping you can help me out now. Thanks to that Bonner's Ferry boondoggle, I'm still short of the $160 I need. John, can I offer you a partnership in this town building an adventure in exchange for a cash infusion?
How much would you need?
$40 for 2 weeks.
That's a hefty sum. I was planning on building myself a nice house for $40. Be a step up from the drafty cabin I'm in. But, considering how good you've been to me, and my bowels, I'm in! It's a deal!
You won't regret this, John! Fred, you're probably wondering why I asked you here.
No, it's quite obvious. I am a surveyor.
I suppose it is. I was hoping I could hire you to buy the town into town lots.
160 acres amounts to a lot of lots.
It sure does. That's why I wanted a real pro like you to handle it.
And it sounds like you're having a cash flow problem already. How are you supposed to pay me for my services?
I charge you $30 a lot.
$30 a lot?
At that rate, you'll have your money and
Mine back too in no time. Don't you think the price is a bit steep?
you should see what the lots are going for in Vancouver.
Oh.
Prospectors are so eager to grab up land where they can, they'll pay a pretty penny. Those prospectors need a place to spend their hard-earned cash, so businesses are setting up shop. We need to shake a leg and survey the land before too many people claim squatters' rights.
I don't usually work for profits that are upcoming, but this one sounds pretty worth it. When do you want me to start?
Yesterday?
Noted. By the way, what are you going to name your town?
Why? Thompson, of course! That is if you agreed on.
Well, Ross, it is your land.
And now I must go to the coast of the father's land. The people part of God's love, very broad and rye, mosquitoes and birds. Jimmy crack corn and hate the farm. Jimmy crack corn and hate the farm. Jimmy crack corn and hate the farm. And so I went away. I worked in a mining camp through heat and rain and snow and damp. To get rich with my digging roll, you need some love for the road. Jimmy crack corn and I don't care. Jimmy crack corn and I don't care. Jimmy crack corn and I don't care. There must be a better way. So now I've changed my strategy. I want the land which still will be. I'll sell the lots to the folks that come and walk away with time's up.
Jimmy crack corn and I don't care. Jimmy crack corn and I don't care. Jimmy crack corn and I don't care. I'll keep this out my name.
wait.
Jimmy? Jimmy, don't you think it's time to start dinner?
Yes, dear.
You be crab corn and I don't care. You be crab corn and I don't care. You be crab corn, Mary. What on earth are you singing? You be crab corn. That's so funny. You got the words wrong. It's not crab corn. It's crab corn. That's what I was thinking. No, there's a big difference between crap and crack. Then, what does crap mean? Crap is another word for poo. Although I suppose since it was orange and he was crapping is appropriate too. Oh yeah! Ladies, really, decorum.
Here you are, Mother. You've got some breakfast.
Thank you, Llewellyn. Ladies, if you can get a hold of yourselves, get Mr. Evans to help you unload the bottles.
I told you, Ma, it's Lou now, not Llewellyn.
Nonsense! You are named after your father, who was named after his father. You are Llewellyn Lee Allen III, and you should be proud to carry that name. Well, what's going on? What's this fuss all about?
It's just...
Out with it! There's some fellas from mine, Vlad and Nick, that were giving him a hard time saying it was a sissy name.
Valerie!
What does sissy mean? It means not being a manly man. The best way to deal with bullies is to stand up to them. Well, you tried that. Remember when he said he fell off a horse last week?
Valerie!
What? Those brutes dared to lay a hand on my sweet boy? Why didn't you tell me? I would have gone out there and given them a good talking to.
I didn't tell them because you would have gone and given them a good talking to. Imagine how that would have gone. Having my mother showing up at the mine, I have to fight my own battles.
Well, you are getting better at fighting, though. It's taking them a lot longer to knock you down now. Oh, and I say you keep them butts on twice, too. Why don't you fight to fire with the fire?
What do you mean?
Make fun of their names. Hey, lad, you're so bad. And Nick, you're just, jerk. Right, Nick. Decorum. Well, all I know is that changing your name won't solve anything. They'll just find something else, like, the way your ears stick out. Or that little sound you make when you're thinking about something. Remember, sticks and stones may break my bones, but words will never hurt me.
Well, it's easy enough to say that, but now the rest of the guys at the mine are starting to join in. Why couldn't you have given me a name from your side of the family?
I don't think you would have liked Ebenezer Murgatroyd McLaughlin much. Just ask your uncle. No, Llewellyn is a good, solid Welsh name that you should be proud of.
Oh, give me your home, where the blackbirds do roam, and the cuckoos and ravens they play. Where seldom is heard of the rushing word, and bullies and love stay away.
Come home on the range, where the dearly antelope play. Where seldom is heard of the rushing word, 'cause what can an antelope say? Llewellyn, my son, please don't look so glum by the words of those ignorant fools. They're beneath your contempt, your concern is respect. They are really a couple of tools. Come home on the range, where the deer and the antelope play. Where seldom is heard a discouraging word, 'cause what can an antelope say?
I wouldn't be rude if you just called me Lou. It's really not much that I ask.
I just can't do that. It's Llewellyn, that's that. Back to work. Help me move that wrong cask. can save a bit of money and send it back to my folks to help them out. Well, that is very commendable. I need my staff to serve drinks, clean the rooms, and to entertain the customers. Oh, entertain the customers? I don't know about that. I promised my mother I wouldn't engage in any questionable behavior. Oh, no, dear, you misunderstand me.
Oh, never expect us to do anything improper. I'm Valerie, by the way. Nice to meet you.
Yucky, your horse of that. My grandma would have a conniption fit if she thought I was improperly behaving. Oh, I didn't mean to imply. It's just when you said entertain, you kind of made me jump to conclusions.
Well, that's all right, dear. No offense taken.
I like my pals to be friendly, but not that friendly. When I said entertain, I meant things like singing and dancing, maybe playing an instrument. Not playing with an instrument. Thank goodness. Yes, as a matter of fact, I do like to sing and dance. We had a lot of dances back where I grew up. I also like to teach my brothers and sisters their ABCs. Father always said if you could read and write, you could make something of yourself. Well, here's an opportunity to see how you'll do. Valerie, Marion, show her the ropes. Good afternoon, Mr. Thompson, Mr. Cook, and Mr. Ritchie. How may we be of service today?
Ah, Mrs. Allen, why don't you call me Ross? You were always so formal.
Well, I hate to be too familiar with my guests, but since you've asked so nicely, I will succumb to your request.
And please, call me John. I feel like my father when you call me Mr. Cook.
John it is, then.
Well, it's the second time we met, but my name is Fred.
Oh, it would be too presumptuous of me to call you by your Christian name so early in our acquaintance. Are you new to town, or have I just not had the pleasure of seeing you around?
Actually, I live in Nelson, but I'll be working with Ross for the next little while, so you'll see me quite a bit.
Oh, how splendid. In that case, I am persuaded to call you Fred. Are you married?
Why, yes, I am.
Oh, pity.
And how may I address you, ma'am?
Mrs. Allen will do. Take a seat. Ladies, bring these gentlemen their drinks.
Thank you! The reason we are here today, gentlemen, is to celebrate a milestone in our project. I have it on good authority that the letter has arrived from the head office of the Postal Service confirming the name of the town, making it official! How's the survey going, Mr. Ritchie?
Surveyingly. It's very hard to shoehorn these town sites into the side of mountains, but I managed to stake a majority of the town site. I trust you've garnered interest in the lots? I don't know how much longer I can work sans pay.
Oh, yes, lots of interest in lots of lots. No worries there. And I'm happy to stake some of that pay, Mr. Ritchie. Ross here has offered me a prime spot in exchange for my support. I sure have. Ah, here is our man of the hour, Mr. Stussy, our intrepid postmaster.
I always look forward to an opportunity to visit the finest establishment in the whole of the province of British Columbia.
Mr. Stussy, you are too kind.
Oh, wasn't quite finished, but with the most attractive and successful hoteliers of all the taverns, dining halls, and saloons in the known universe. You are looking truly out of this world, Mrs. Allen.
Well, that's laying it on a bit thick. But I'll take it.
I'm assuming you have something for me, Mr. Stussy.
All right. Sorry, Ross. Just distracted by the view. Let's see here. Yes. A letter from the bigwigs of the post office for Mr. Ross Thompson.
Ah, yes, that's me.
A servant make a fellow thirsty coming all this way here to the hotel to personally deliver a letter.
Of course it does. How about a drink for our postmaster on my tab?
Don't mind if I do. A hot toddy. Have you on the toddy, and it doesn't have to be hot. Now, where did I put that letter?
Well, come on, man. What does it say?
Dear Mr. Stussy, please be so kind to inform Mr. Ross Thompson that his request to name the town site presently known as Red Mountain Camp is denied. There is already a community named Thompson, and the postal officers have complained that it would cause undue confusion to have more than one community of that name.
Yes, well, I think there's some letters that require sorting somewhere over in this direction. A true delight as always, Mrs. Allen.
We look forward to your request for another more auspicious name for your future town site. How dare you turn down my name as a name for this town? And what's so inauspicious about Thompson anyways?
Oh, Ross, don't be so hard on yourself. It's not like I can stop you from naming a street after yourself. Oh, maybe we can even name one after me, considering how much work I'm doing and all. Cook Avenue. I rather like the sound of that. What do you think, Mr. Ritchie?
Well, let's not get ahead of ourselves. We are still finalizing the survey.
Gentlemen, if I may be so bold as to make a suggestion,
Yes, Mrs. Allen.
why don't you ask for suggestions from the general public for a fitting name for our town? You can have a drawing of the choices and the grand renaming celebration for my hotel at the end of this month.
Now, that's a great idea. You might just get the perfect name for the folks around here.
Yes. Yes, so we give the folks here a chance to come together for a common cause. If there is one that rings true, we can even announce it that evening. May I trust you with the details, Miss Allen?
I would be happy to oblige.
Well, gentlemen, let us adjourn back to the fortress to continue drawing those town lots.
Yes, it's good. Town set down a clever name, too.
Thank you for your support, Miss May. We bid you adieu.
You as well. This is perfect. We'll have the drawing of the town name during the grand renaming celebration for the hotel. Oh, Maria Elizabeth, you've done it again. Right. We need posters, and we'll put them up asking for the general public suggestions. Oh, and we can put the suggestions in a box up here at the bar. All the more reason for folks to come by. Well, if you're going to make it into a proper contest, you can offer a prize for the winning effort. That's a good idea. I like the way you think. How about a dinner for two in our brand new dining room? Mr. Evans is a genius at creating fancy feasts.
Yeah, he makes good food. His deer stew is better than any my mama could make. Of course, she was a very lousy cook.
It will be excellent advertising for our establishment.
But Mom, weren't you planning on going down to Spokane at the end of this month to divorce him?
Well, yes, but he's agreed to stick around and help out. We have mutually agreed he's a better cook than our husband.
Well, at least he lasted longer than the last two.
Last two?
Oof, don't Mrs. Allen. You mean you had more husbands than just Mr. Evans and Mr. Allen?
Yeah, Ma's had at least 3 husbands since Pa died. We had a new Pa when we lived in Hastings, and another when we lived in the coast. That's only because I was looking for a father figure for you and Llewellyn. Someone who could live up to your father's standards. He set the bar very high. The nearest courthouse where Ma can get the divorces finalized is in Spokane. So whenever Ma plans a trip down there, Llewellyn and I get suspicious that our new Pa will be an ex-Pa soon. She doesn't bother to change her last name because she says it would be too confusing for us. I kept your father's last name as a sign of my deep love for And if I had taken all of my husband's names, my present name would now be Mrs. McLaughlin Allen Black King Evans.
Take half a minute to say your name.
God, it would be hard not to get a book stabbing name mixed up.
No, that is what I said.
That was a consideration as well. And as for my multitudes of husbands, Jimmy! I need you!
Yes, dear.
Tell the audience for me.
But the pudding!
I'll forget about the pudding. I feel the song coming on.
Yes, dear.
I am the literary model of a female entrepreneurial. I'm proud of business by myself since my first husband's funeral. I have 2 children from this match. He was a kind and handsome catch. I tried so hard to find his match, but making more ephemeral. The second husband that I wed was Mr. Black from Bellingham. I learned too late it wasn't fake. 2 years were all the time could stand. But even though he kept me warm, he simply had no other charms. Divorce would really do no harm, we split and spoke at Washington. Divorce would really do no harm, we split and spoke at Washington. Divorce would really do no harm, we split and spoke at Washington. Divorce would really do no harm, we split and spoke at Washington. Number 3 was Mr. King, he seemed a good replacement too. I thought I loved him and he said he loved me too, quite through and through. But he was more a bossy, more on not being Boston, that's for sure. We quickly kicked him out the door, and Mr. King and I were through. He was more a bossy, more shall not be Boston, that's for sure. She quickly kicked him out the door, and Mr. King and her were through. Jim Evans is my current spouse. He helps me run my hotel here. He cooks a good meal for our guests, but I'm the boss, to be quite clear. I hate to go behind his back, and though I want to cut him slack, he's not terrific in the sack. A trip to Spokane's very near. Don't really do no harm, we'll split and Spokane, Washington. Don't really do no harm, we'll split and Spokane, Washington. Don't really do no harm, we'll split and Spokane, Washington. I am the very model of a female entrepreneurial. Jimmy, that will be all.
Yes, dear.
Oh, where have you been? You get so excited.
Yeah, the fattest man in the town. You can't call it Thompson,
And we have a new employee. She's from out east. She grew up with a big family, and she likes teaching. You two might have a lot in common. Meet. Oh my, all the excitement we didn't get your name.
Oh, well, my name is Llewellyn Adams. But my friends call me Lou. I hate my name, Llewellyn. My only called me that when she was mad at me.
I completely understand.
I can't stand the name Llewellyn either. We'd be happy to call you Lou.
Wait! What? That's literally my name! The one you won't let me change. My name's Llewellyn. She hates calling me Lou. They both sound the same.
Nonsense! Llewellyn is 2 distinct names. And undoubtedly spelled differently.
I know. Why don't we call you by your middle name?
Oh, I suppose you could. My middle name is Lee.
Oh, you're kidding me! That's my middle name too!
But how do you spell it? L-E-A. Everyone knows that L-E-I-G-H is the only way to spell Lee.
No, it's not, Mother. I have a friend who spells her name L-E-E.
Mercy! What is the world coming to? Nobody knows how to spell a doggone thing!
Yeah, that's for sure.
English is such a silly language. There are so many words that sound the same, but mean different things. Or there are different words that mean the same thing. Like the other day, I had just learned to say yelly, and they changed the name to Yam.
Did you arrive today? Well, why don't I show you around and get you acquainted with our little corner of the world?
Fine. Run along then. We'll prepare a room for you and find you something a little more lively to wear. Come along, ladies. Time to clean the guest rooms.
How do you like the Montana?
Is it always that busy?
Actually, it's pretty quiet during the day. Things really start to pick up when the miners get off shift. This is our main street, such as it is. Oh, watch out for the horses! Leavings. It's definitely a good idea to keep a watch on where you walk. Between the horses and the dogs and the mud, it's really easy to get near down if you're not careful.
Well, I grew up on a farm. We had to dodge quite a few cow pies after I grew up. So, Mr. Allen, what do you suppose we should call each other since we both seem to be a couple of Lulus? Do one and do two?
We can be Allen and Adams.
Oh, that sounds a bit like a law firm.
It's true. We couldn't even call each other dear without wondering whether you mean dear or dear. Oh, excuse me, I didn't mean to.
Oh, that's just fine. Dear. That lady with the accent?
Very.
Yes, Marion was correct. Homonyms are so common in our language.
John. My sister mentioned you like teaching.
Oh, yes. I would like nothing better than to get my teaching certificate. There's such a need for schools. Does this place have a school?
Sadly, no. It's one of the things I would like to try and organize. I don't intend to be working in my mother's hotel forever. I'm working on getting my teacher's certificate too and opening a school. People are interested, but the government doesn't want to spend the money. They think that mining towns are here today and gone tomorrow, and don't want to put money into an investment of that kind. We need to have it go to waste in a few years. So, I see their point, sort of. Still, there are a lot of children running around learning nothing except how to get into trouble.
Well, are there any other buildings that can be used as a school?
I'm not sure.
Oh, what about a church? Churches are really only used on Sundays or for funerals or weddings.
That's brilliant! Why didn't I think of that? Oh, and don't forget about christenings. I think the saying goes, hatched, matched, and dispatched. You are an inspiration. You are smart as you are beautiful. I must apologize, Miss Adams. I'm not usually this forward.
Well, it is refreshing to have someone appreciate one's talents. Although beauty is not something I consider a reference to myself.
You are the most beautiful woman I've ever seen. And that's no hyperbole.
Well, Mr. Allen, I do like when you talk literary devices to me.
Onomatopoeia.
Dangling parts.
Don't watch him with the dog poop!
Skip through the poo.
Skip through the poo.
Skip through the poo, skip through the poo, my darling. It is also refreshing to have someone not take themselves so seriously. Some of the fellows back home were so serious.
So, does there happen to be any serious fellow waiting for you back home?
Who wants to know, Lou?
Well, Lou, I do.
How are we going to make this name seem more effective at the hotel?
Oh, we can be the two Lou's!
Wouldn't that mean that we'd always have to be together?
It isn't the worst thing that I can imagine. Come on, let me show you the mining camps.
Jimmy, French train clean glasses, would you?
Yes, dear.
Oh dear. Ladies, Skunk is back. Whose turn is it to take his order? It's your turn, Marion. I'm sure I did it last time.
No, I'm sure it was me that did it. You said you had to cut onions for hot Evans.
Oh, Bonnie, you're right.
Jane gave you for it.
Jinkin is a Japanese game that was the original form of rock, paper, scissors. While it didn't gain popularity in North America until the beginning of the 20th century, it was entirely possible that Valerie and Marion could have encountered it from Japanese immigrants that were an important part of the gold rush in the late 19th century. Oh, okay, here I go. Oh! Hiya, Skunk. What can I get you? You are particularly odoriferous today.
Well, I'm sorry, Miss Valerie. I'm not quite sure what odoriferous means, but I have to admit that I'm especially ripe today. Even my dog is disgusted. I think I'm going to have to break down and take my early bath a bit early.
What makes this instance particularly pungent?
Well, let me tell you. My skin started itching so bad I was practically tearing the hide off me. I finally broke down and saw Doc Bounce. First he gave me heck for smelling so bad, and then he said I had lice. He recommended that I rub coal oil all over myself and keep it on overnight to suffocate the little buggers. Well, I didn't want to do that because I might set myself on fire when I lit my pipe. I got to remembering how my mom used to use bear fat for a number of skin problems, so I figured I'd try some of that homemade remedy. Trouble is, my bear fat had gone rancid. Not only that, I had to pick the maggots out before I could apply it.
My Miss Valerie's going faster than a scald cat. I wonder what's got. And the gosh, it smells rotten.
It's just Skunk stinking that place up. Hey! You smell so bad you give Skunks a bad name!
You just mind your own business. I'm trying to have a nice drink before I go home to my shack. Speaking of which, where did Miss Valerie go?
Mom, I can't do it. Marion, can you serve him? Just thinking about it gives me the dry heaves.
I'll owe you one. Ja, share. They have a dish back home called surströmming. It's a Viking delicacy of fermented fish. Smells so bad, have to open the can into outdoors. Skunk here is piece of pie. Cake. Cake? No, it's fish.
No, the same. It's not a piece of pie, it's a piece of cake.
Yeah, that is what I'm saying. It's a piece of pie. But that is cake. I don't know how anyone gets served in this place. Marion, use this clothespin. I think it might help. Valerie, see to those other fellows while Marion does the dirty work.
Those two, out of the frying pan into the fire.
Yeah, Mr. Skunk, what can I get you?
I'll take a bourbon whiskey straight up.
What'll it be?
Why, Miss Valerie, I will be having vodka. Have I ever told you what a nice name you have? For a woman?
First of all, Black, it's Valerie, not Valerie. Can you say that? Valerie? Come on, give it a go. Oh, you're not even gonna try. Just gonna be Mr. Salty Pants. Okay, I see how it is. So you're not very good at the whole pronunciation thing. So you might want to practice that so that the next time you're making fun of somebody's name, you can at least pronounce it correctly.
Hey, go easy on the hot pronunciation thing. We can't help it, y'all.
Fine. But second of all, that little non-joke you made there about my name being a nice name for a woman, it doesn't jokes, hey? So what should we call you? Vlad the Bad Joke Maker?
One what?
Come on. What about you?
They bring me some of that demon rum. And where is the girl? Mary in the librarian. I want to say hello.
Why you always call me Mary the Librarian? How can I be a librarian? I work in a bar. Do you see any folks around here? You just make fun of my name. Hey, me, you're just a jerk.
What's up with the girls around here tonight?
Valerie Jean Allen, come here. Marion. I can't pronounce your last name. Is that any way you treat our paying customers? We are trying to run a respectable establishment here. But Ma, these are the fellows that were treating Lou so bad. They don't deserve to be treated well. I don't care how badly they act on the street. Now get them their drinks. I apologize for my daughter's disrespectful behavior.
Well, if it isn't Miss Llewellyn.
How do you know my name?
Huh?
How does he know my name?
He doesn't. He's talking about me. These two imbeciles make fun of my name all the time.
Why, Miss Llewellyn, it's so great to see where you were. Your mommy has a very nice place here. You and the other girls!
Now listen here, Vlad. I'm too much of a gentleman to fight with you here. But I dare you to take a step outside and say that.
Sure. Why not?
Oh, much obliged, Mrs. Allen, but I'm going to have to pass.
What?
See, every time I've taken a bath before, I get sick for 2 weeks. I don't know what it is. It's like my protective layer is gone and all the flus and coughs come at me all at once.
That is the most ridiculous! I understand. If you're relieved to get sick from the bath, you get sick. The mind is a powerful thing. So instead of seeing this as a protective thing, imagine it is a nurse. suffocating your body under their not goodness, and that your true self will be free, ready to scour away. Free yourself, scum! Free yourself! Wow! Find skunks and clean clothes. Something from that pile that Mr. Black left behind after the divorce. I think we're going to have to burn the clothes that Skunk is currently wearing. Well, what are you all standing around for? We have to get this place ready for the grand renaming celebration. It's only a month away. Valerie, posters, Marion, a box for the town name suggestions. Jimmy! Do something!
Yes, dear.
Chop chop! You said you like dance? Oh, yes, we did a lot of country dances back where I grew up. Can you high kick like this? Oh, is this high enough? Oh! Kind of like a splits. With the what? Just splits. Like this. Well, let me try. That'll do. Mom, for the grand renaming celebration, I was thinking we could do that can-can dance we used to do in the past. The only problem is we need a fourth dancer to really make it work. Well, I can dance it one more time. Mom, are you joking? You can seriously hurt yourself. Oh, pish posh! I am not nearly as decrepit as you are insinuating, little Miss Know-it-all. I'll have you know that I was known as the best dancer in Calgary. That may be, but that was nearly 10 years ago. Let's face it, you're no spring chicken. Woof, Mrs. Allen. I don't mean to be rude, but I know to teach you on a summer chicken, the fall chicken, not winter chicken either. You have really Harrison. Stop and nonsense. I'm being perfectly fine, and I can certainly keep up with you, pipsqueaks. Let's just do a short version. To get my pacing right, we'll have lots of time to perfect it for the show. Jimmy! The gramophone! Yes, dear. Ladies, move the table.
From now on, I'm taking a bath at least once a month.
And don't forget to wash your clothes once in a while. Oh, especially on the sink of the jigs. Llewellyn, I need you to pick up this week's groceries from Hunter Brothers Mercantile.
Can I do it later? Lou and I are planning to take a trip up the mountain for a picnic.
I can't help but notice you've been spending quite a bit of time with her. Is there something going on that I should know about?
Oh, come on, Mother. You're not going to make me talk about that with you, are you?
Llewellyn, I know that a young man's love life may be the last thing he wants to talk about with his mother, but you have your whole life ahead of you. I just want to make sure that you can make responsible decisions, and that you don't jump into anything too quickly.
You mean like with you and Pa? Didn't you and Pa get married after knowing each other for only a few weeks?
Well, yes. But times were different then, and your brother was different. He was very, very special.
So when you meet the right one, you just know, right?
Well, don't ask me. I'm on my fourth, Mr. Right. And other than your father, we've all turned out to be Mr. Wrong. Mind you, I sure was right about your pa. I guess 1 out of 4 ain't bad.
Remember you were saying it was between you and Pa? You said it was love at first sight.
Yes, it was. But you do realize how rare of an experience that is. Few people are as lucky as your father and I were. Anyway, young people these days make such rash and foolish decisions.
Mother, I'm not so young. Most fellas die in their 40s. I'm 21 now, so I'm practically middle-aged. I best get on with it.
All I ask is that you be careful with your heart. Oh, and don't rush in.
Well, I wasn't planning on marrying her tomorrow.
Well, that's a relief. Before you head up the mountain, let's head down to the cellar, Mr. Smitten. We need to pick out a decent whiskey for the grand renaming celebration. Lou, can you help me set up the decorations? My ma is such a taskmaster, and a couple extra hands would sure make a difference. Oh, I'd love to, but Lou and I are headed up to the mountains this afternoon. Oh, you two have sure been spending an awful lot of time together. Yeah, he has been hanging around awful lot, like a hot dog. I'm sorry, what? The hot dog? Oh no, when they get all heated, the heater dog, I think you mean in heat. Yes, heater dog! Well, I hope he isn't mailing a nuisance of himself. Oh, no, he's been wonderful. A perfect gentleman showing me around the town site and the various mining claims. I think he's sweet on you. Heated dog! I'm getting that impression also. But is the feeling mutual? Well, I suppose we do have a lot in common. We both like long walks and have a deep appreciation for literary devices. Marion, I think we have a smitten kitten on our hands. Ooh, cats. Okay. If Miss Lou is defeated, does that make Mr. Lou the tomcat? Not exactly. Well, if it makes any difference, you have my blessing. It's so nice to see him so happy, and you're the cat's meow, so to speak. Wait! First she's pieted, and now a meow. But in the bird are you talking about? It's the same we have in English. It means she's a real cute chick. Now you're calling her a chicken! English is such a silly language. Very, you are so right. And thank you, Valerie. It means a lot to have you on my side. Would it be that this is love, love you
willingly, though we share a name. If there was something else, to love him just the same. Could it be that he's found love with this blue Emily? What if she's his perfect match? Where does that leave me?
I should think just grabbing some snacks for the trip.
Ooh, it's getting hot in here. Yeah, I am so hot. Get it? Heated dog. Okay, before anyone goes wandering up the mountain, Llewellyn.
Yes?
We really are going to need to do something about that. You need to pick up this week's groceries. And ladies, we need to get this place shipshape for the grand renaming celebration in 3 days.
But Ma!
Don't but mom me. I still have a business to run.
Howdy, ladies. Much obliged for allowing me to use the services again this month. You were right yesterday. Once a month sure beats once a year. Don't get as much build up.
Well, our pleasure. But please remember to take your old clothes with you this time. We had to burn the last batch.
Sure thing. I've got them right here. Well, so long, folks. I've got to go see my girl. I think today's the day I'm finally going to tell her how I really feel.
His girl? I would never have thought in a million years that Skunk would have a girlfriend. Me either. Not me, that's for sure. Can't have much of a sense of smell. We don't call him Skunk for nothing. What is Skunk's real name, by the way? I haven't the foggiest. I haven't a clue. But about you, Mrs. A? Not sure. Not after all. What's in a name? A rose by any other name would smell as sweet. I suppose that applies to skunks as well. Well, maybe we should start calling him Rose.
I could have sworn that fellow was skunk. Oh, but he looks so clean.
What are you two doing here? Have you come to apologize?
No.
We figured you were just joshing around about not serving us.
Yeah, our money's as good as everybody else's. Besides, everyone deserves a second chance. We're prepared to let bygones be bygones.
Well, you have some nerve coming in here acting all nicey after you acted in such a brutish and lavish fashion and took the words right out of my mouth. Yeah, you are no gentleman. You are going to have to wait a good long while if you expect to be served here. I think you'll find it a sobering experience.
Look, ladies, we meant no harm.
You think it all fun and games, mocking my son.
We were just having a bit of fun. It was you all who got carried away.
Excuse you? You ran my friends behind. That is out of line. Look, Doc, the line is here, okay? And you are way over it. Being over there.
What? Maybe we'll just have to take what we want if you're not going to serve it to us.
Jimmy!
Yes, sir.
Barbarians at the gate! Defend the stock! Ladies, stations!
Good afternoon, afternoon. I must say, Mrs. Allen, you are looking particularly fierce today. I was hoping to follow up on our last all too brief encounter, so I took the opportunity to bring you your mail.
My, such personal service.
Always happy to save you a few steps, you being such a busy woman and all, and not to mention being the handsomest woman in town.
Oh, not this again. She attracts men to her like bees to honey, or flies to fish.
Gentlemen, this is a lucky coincidence. I've had these 2 letters sitting around for a few days. I think this one is for you. You're the only Vladoscop around here, but it seems to be addressed to Mr. Valerie Vladoscop.
Oh!
Give me that! I didn't know your first name was actually Valerie.
Oh!
It's a common name in Mother Russia. But when I come here, they say that's a woman's name. They say it's sissy, so I say, call me Vlad, so they stop making fun.
Well, that's a fine how do you do. You have no trouble calling my brother Miss Llewellyn, but when it comes to somebody making fun of your name, you can't stand it.
It was his big idea. I was only going along because everybody else was.
That's no excuse. You made my brother's life a cheap double hockey stick.
Yeah, you've got some very nerviness making the hockey sticks.
I have a letter for you to make. Looks to be from the government, although it's addressed to Mr. Marion Michael Mulvaney.
Oh!
You are Mr. Marion Mulvaney, I presume? Yeah, that's me.
Excuse me, I don't think I heard you at the back.
I said, yeah, that's me. Well, my winter is done. Thank you all. Until next time, Mrs. Allen.
My pa wanted to call me John Wayne. But my mom loved the name Marion. So that's the name I ended up with. Oh, of course, called me Marion. Marion the librarian. When I left home, I changed my name to Mick. Most of the time letters were addressed in my initials only, so I got away with my secret until now.
So you hated what was done to you, but you went and did it to somebody else. Well, I've always heard that bullies are just really insecure about themselves, so they try and make themselves feel better by demeaning other people.
Yeah, and pretend to be big bulls with big bulls.
Marion!
I hear you loud and clear, ma'am. We're sorry for being so mean to your son.
Yeah, me too. And I'm very sorry for grabbing your behind. It was out of line. Way over here, out of line.
What you do, but a big how you do. As my grandma would say, Lemon staccafina.
What did you say?
Lemon staccafina. It was something my grandma used to say when she was amazed, but didn't manage to curse. Oh, in fact, as a kid, I used to sing this song. Lemon staccafina, do-da, do-da. Lemon staccafina, do-da-day. Don't curse at night, don't curse at day. Sing lemon staccafina, do-da-day. Lemon staccafina, do-da, do-da. Lemon staccafina, do-da-day. Don't curse at night, don't curse at day. Sing lemon staccafina, do-da-day.
Well, gentlemen, if you promise to behave yourselves, you are welcome at the Allen Hotel. Jimmy, is dinner on?
Yes, dear. No, dear.
Oh, Vlad, we gotta go see Frank about that horse. Vlad used to run a stable back in Russia. He's gonna look over this mare and make sure I don't get a lame duck. I'm glad we could sort this out. Mrs. A, and there it is. Vlad, you coming?
Yes, right behind you.
Bye, Valerie. Bye, Marianne. Good luck with the bit. Is it getting a higher sooner
That's just it. I chickened out. So I thought that it might be a better idea to practice what we want to say first.
Sure, but first you have to tell us who your mystery woman is.
Well, there's this new girl who works at the Lucky Lee Laundry. She's known as No-Nose Nellie. She lost her olfactory capacities as a kid due to severe sinus infection. Now she's the hero of the laundry, as she's able to take on the most pungent of the Myers' laundry loads, of which I tended to have a majority of. She's the first girl I've ever been able to get close to. We've had a chance to spend some time together, and I think she might fancy me too.
What makes you think that?
She laughs at all my bad jokes.
Yeah, she likes you.
But she said that she didn't like the lights. Well, now that they're gone, thanks to you all, I thought that maybe I'd get a chance.
And you're too shy to tell her, yeah?
That's right. I figure I could practice my proposal on one of you.
Sure, we're all ears. Valerie! Meredith! Can you come get this rat in the hand in the kitchen? Right away! Oh, shoot! Just when it was getting good. Why don't you ask Miss Lou? I'm sure she won't mind. Sure, Skunk. I'd love to help you out. What would you like me to do?
Well, Miss Lou, if you would be so kind and pretend to be Nellie, I would be much obliged to you. Who? I would tell it's more romantical. If you get down on one knee first. I know we haven't known each other for long, seeing as you just came to town and all. But in the short time we've had to spend together, I've fallen for you. Your lovely eyes, your lips, and your beautiful smile make my heart melt clear away. I'm just going to come out and say it. I love you.
Oh, Skunk! I have much the same feelings. And since you have cleaned yourself up, your kisses do not repel me as before. I think I love you too.
Do you really think that's what she's going to say?
Only one way to find out.
Thank you so much. I owe you one.
Lou, we need you in here. Jimmy's been off a bit more than he can chew, trying to deep fry the mussels. Another pair of hands would come in handy, and my back isn't up to the task. Sure thing. I appreciate his culinary experiments. Too bad it doesn't translate to imagination in the boudoir.
Is she gone?
Is gone.
Lou!
Oh, she's in the kitchen helping out with the muskox. Well, then, is everything all right? You look as if you had a friend.
I think I need to leave for a few days. I just gotta get away.
Is this about Lou? Have you had a lover's tip? I know all about those.
No, it's worse than just a tip. I think it's a breakup. I just can't stay here and watch Lou be in the arms of another man. I have to get away.
What do you mean in the arms of another man?
God, it seems crazy, but I think I just overheard Stump confessing his love to her.
I find that extremely difficult to believe.
I saw him as clear as day just a few minutes ago, down on his knees.
And what did she say?
Well, it sounded like she loved him too. Not only that, but they'd already kissed. She said that since he is cleaned up, his kisses don't work out anymore.
Have you told her how you feel? I mean, honestly, I can't imagine her choosing skunk over you.
Well, I thought I was very open about my feelings for her, and I was under the impression that she returned them. I mean, we've gone to the river at least 4 times in the last week, and today we were going to go to the mountain for a picnic. But I haven't, used the L word. Now that I've seen this, I don't know what to think.
I knew this could happen. Didn't I warn you?
Ma, I don't need a lecture right now. Just need some time to figure this out.
Well, I do have some business that needs tending to in Nelson. If you can promise to be back in 3 days for the grand renaming celebration, I need you to be master of ceremonies. Then you can have the time off that you need. You know, they say that breaking up is hard to do.
Now I know it's true.
Some say that this is the end.
Instead of breaking up, I wish that we were making up again.
And while you're away, I will get to the bottom of this turn of events.
Amado, I don't want you to interfere. Promise me you won't say anything. Pinky, promise.
Oh, all right. Now go pack a bag. I'll write a letter to the bank so you can act as my proxy. That little hussy! How dare she break my son's heart? And with skunk of all people! Phew! That was a bad cut! Mrs. A, have you seen Llewellyn? He was supposed to meet me here. We're going to head up to the mountain for a picnic. Oh, I'm sure you were! Yes, we were. Well, unfortunately, he will not be able to go picnicking with you this afternoon, as he is headed to Nelson for 3 days, on business. Oh, well, that's strange. We've been planning this for days. Oh, have you? We have. Shh, Mom, why are you acting so strange? Valerie, Marion, these decorations for the grand renaming celebration won't make themselves. Off you go. And you, I think it's time you had a frank conversation with my son. The sooner the better. Where is he? He's up in his room, packing. I'm sure only with your standards, we'll have no problem breaking social proprieties.
What are you doing here?
Well, your mother just suggested, rather strongly, might I add, that I come and have a frank conversation with you.
I told her not to interfere.
Interfere in what? Oh, what, does she have an issue with us?
Us?
Yes, us, you and me.
Is there an us?
I think so. Wait, is there not an us?
I don't know.
You don't know.
Lou, is there anything you want to say? Anything you want to tell me?
Well, I'm really looking forward to going on a picnic with you and discussing the challenges inherent in bringing the latest teaching modalities to school-age children in the area.
Wait, look, I'm sorry. I just have to go to Nelson for a few days.
Is everything all right?
Yes, of course. I just need to do this for my mother. I'll see you when I get back.
Okay. Just as a bird forgets how to fly, I can't keep from falling out of the sky. If wings cannot soar, then what good are these wings for?
Just as the ground beneath me crumbles and cracks completely, when you're not around, once we're solid ground, it stops and leaves me.
And I don't one day want to know what you say.
Feel this too.
Everything only reminds me of you. These
Everything only reminds me of you. These feelings only make me rush when with you. It's hard to know the truth.
I forget how to fly. Hard to remember how I trusted these wings, hoping all the things we tried. I once knew the sky, now blue skies they pass me by. Jimmy, grab the end. A little to the left. No, that's too far. Now a little up. I don't like that. Bring it back down where it was. Well, that's not where it was. For goodness sake, Valerie, listen to me. Marion, the middle is sagging. Lou, don't be so useless. Hold that part up. Oh, can't you get it right? And where is Llewellyn? He promised he'd be back tonight. Mother, we are trying our best. You're like a bear with a sore paw. And frankly, the way you've been treating Lou is awful. What's gotten into you lately? And she said Llewellyn gave her the cold shoulder when he went off to Nelson. You wouldn't happen to know anything about that, would you? She's been crying herself to sleep every night. She made her bed. She can lie in it. But does that even in? Llewellyn, thank goodness. Get your good jacket on. We're sent over any minute.
I need to talk to Lou.
There's no time for that. Everyone is already here. Oh, and here come our guests of honor. Jimmy, music. Lou, jacket. Girls, drinks and dancing. And smile, everyone. I said smile.
Looks like the party's already started.
Welcome, gentlemen. As you can see, we are just about ready for this evening's entertainment. Please make yourself at home in the bar while we prepare tables for you.
Sounds good to me. John, Valerie, would you two like to drink?
Yes, I'll have a whiskey.
Well, I don't normally drink with the guests, but tonight I'll make an exception.
Oh, I see the confusion. I meant a Russian friend here. Odd name for a fellow, but he said common name in Russia.
Oh, decided to stick with the sissy name.
If good enough name in Russia, it's good enough in Canada.
Oh, thank goodness, Llewellyn. Time to start the festivities.
I really need to talk to Lou.
Right now, the entire future of this establishment rests upon tonight being a success. So, back up, put a big old smile on that kisser, and let's get this party
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you all for coming. It is my great pleasure to introduce my mother, Mrs. Allen, the proprietress of the renamed and enlarged Allen Hotel.
Jimmy! It is the fulfillment of a personal dream to own and operate a hotel. My family, Llewellyn and Valerie, join me in thanking you for the welcome you have extended to us when moving into this community. It is also with great anticipation that we look forward to having a new name for our growing town. Mr. Thompson, we welcome you to our establishment, and we hope that one of the name proposals will meet with your approval. I will now turn this back over to my son. Llewellyn will be the master of ceremonies for this evening's entertainment.
Who's first? First up, we have Miss Valerie Allen and Miss Marion Yelkison with the Peach Tap Rag. Now for Mr. John Cook with two lovely poems.
There once was a man from wealth who couldn't take care of himself. From smoking in bed, he's now very dead. He made an ash of himself. A bather whose clothing was strewn by a storm that left her quite nude saw a man come along, and unless we are wrong, you expected this line to be lewd.
Now for Mr. Valerie Vanderstock with rope magic.
And what they say in Russia, you go for a light switch turn you on.
And now all the way from France, the high-kicking sensation like you've never seen it before. Ladies and gentlemen, the Can-Can! when we discover what name this little town will go down in history with. But before we get to that, there's something I have to say. Because I've been trying to say it all night, but haven't had the opportunity to. So I'm just going to have to say it now, in front of everyone. Which is not ideal. But here goes. Lou, I've had the time to think, and I realize that I care about you too much to stand in the way of your happiness. If you and Skunk want to build a life together, I have no right to stand in your way.
What on earth are you talking about? I'm not the least bit interested in Skunk. Whatever gave you that idea?
Can you deny that 3 days ago, right here in this very room, Skunk professed his love to you, and you answered that you loved him too, and that you liked his kisses? I mean, we haven't even kissed.
No, this is a fine how you do. I don't know whether to be relieved or enraged.
What do you mean?
She was play acting. She was pretending to be Skunk's girl so he could try out professing his love.
Skunk has a girl!
Yeah, her name is Nose Nelly, and she works in the laundry. She lost her skin to smell in the factory, so she can't smell Skunk's skunk. And she didn't like his lies. But Vic heard that, so he thought he had a shot.
Well, how could I possibly know that?
Did you ever consider asking me?
I did ask you. I asked you if you had anything to tell me before I left to go to Nelson.
Oh, that is not asking me. Wait! Does your mother know about this?
Well, I may have mentioned it in passing.
Oh, that explains why she's been so mean to me.
Mother! I explicitly asked you not to interfere in my life.
I'm your mother. That's my job.
We pinky promised.
None of this matters on anything because just as soon as this whole grand 3-day celebration is over, I'm having in my notice.
Are you leaving Alan? But you can't.
Just watch me. I do admit that my behavior over the past 3 days has been a bit unacceptable. A bit? Somewhat. Oh, all right. It was completely unacceptable. And I wish to apologize. You are an exemplary worker, and we could really use your help. If you stay, I will raise your wages to match Marion and Valerie's wage. The Belden has offered me 15 cents more than what you're paying these girls. That's it. Ah, yeah, me too. Valerie, you can't quit on another. I can use the money. All right. I will raise your wages by 20 cents a day and not a penny more.
I feel so stupid. Lou, can you forgive me? I was just so jealous. While I was away, I realized that I truly cared about you, and I was willing to let you go because I thought that was what you wanted. Now that I know the truth, that you and Skunk aren't together, and that it looks like we'll be staying on at the island, is there any way, we could be?
No, if this is going to work, we're going to have to get better getting to the point.
Well, it's hard, because what if I say that you don't feel the same?
Try me.
Well, Lee, the past few weeks have been some of the best days of my life. Walking through the forest with you, the sun smiling down at us as the wind sings to us and the trees dance.
We're on vacation, please.
Discussing the juxtaposition of the modern educational system rooted in rural reconnaissance really rocked my world.
Oh, now you're playing dirty. You are both so weird.
I know I've made a mistake, and if you're willing to forgive me, I would love to spend the next 80 or so years figuring out what kind of trouble we can get into together. Because I love you.
Sounds good. Oh, and I love you too. Lou, skip, loo.
Blue, skip through the blue, skip through the blue, skip through the blue, my darling.
So weird.
This is all very touching, and yes, pretty weird. It's not a town that remains nameless. Oh, right, my apologies. I would like to call upon Mr. Ross Thompson and Mr. John Cope to join me in some of the box.
Valerie, would you please bring us the ballot box?
Oh,
After you, John.
Thank you. Little Moscow?
No!
You know, put that one in.
It's got a nice ring to it.
Allentown. Now that we have an Allen Hotel, I'm not quite sure we can name the town that too.
well, a girl's gotta try.
Oh, I like this one. Well, I can see why. Cooksville.
Oh.
Oh, for Pete's sake, Cook City. Well, at least this one's different. Fruitvale. But we don't have any fruit trees planted here.
Yeah, you might as well call it Huckleberryville or Beartown.
Are there any more in there?
Just one more. Cook Heights.
I am just trying to be helpful.
Well, none of these suggestions seem to fit the bill. I guess our little town site will have to remain nameless for the time being.
Oh, funny everyone. He doesn't like any suggestions. The best is right. After all, it is Ross's land.
Ross's land.
Ross's land, that's it! Thank you, young lady, you're brilliant! From now on, I call my township Rossland!
Wow, this calls for drinks. On the house.
Woo!
Remember, Mary, give me a hand. Sure, Mom. Rossland. It sounds like a nice place to put down some roots.
I'll drink to that.
To Rossland!
To Rossland! Let's have a story was told in those days of old, when the miners came and started up the city of gold. No time for time, our hopes were high, the mountains flags, but we all got by. Let's have a story was told in those days of old, 100 years ago.
Fellow comrades would like to get a photo with the cat. If you want moments, or if you want something at the concessions, 2 moments. Thank you.
Thank you.